Action.
That's it! Go! Me and Runt's gonna make it to the Crumpets Dog Show.
Sounds a bit stupid. Do not think you're in any position to be making judgment on what is stupid.
Max! 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 Please tell me someone filmed that!
Celeste, John, great to chat to you about Runt. Congratulations on the film. Like, it's such a classic Aussie movie, and I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think we all are. Actually, I was just watched the trailer then, and I was watching it, and even as the music came up behind it, I was like, oh, it's got me again. It's so full of heart. And I keep saying, I really think it's the film that we need now. The world needs a film like this.
Runt doesn't have a specified breed.
He's just Runt. He was a stray, but now he lives with us. Where he comes from doesn't matter.
Absolutely
Yeah.
is. I mean, you know, with everything that's going, the world's become a very mean-spirited place.
I want that Runt out of the race.
Who's this big glittering?
And I think the more joyful films that we have like Runt, that people can escape the day-to-day kind of doldrums of what's happening in the news to this and have a really walk out having a really great time.
You became his whole world. All he wants to see is you.
Then yeah, that's what you want to do. And especially with your whole family. Why not? And your friends. So I agree. It's the film we need now, which is why when I first read the script, when Craig gave it to me, I went, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's got full of heart, full of charm.
Fixing things makes me happy.
Everything we need to see and experience today.
We're going to save the world. This film will save the world.
Maybe the dog will.
Yeah.
Modest ambitions. I appreciate that. Well, let's start with the big question. Who spent longer in hair and makeup? Was it Runt, Squid the dog, or Jai Courtney's beard?
Runt, Squid the dog.
I would say Run.
Had more trailers than any of us.
Yep.
Some of them had even like a Winnebago, so trailer on wheels, if you will.
Yep.
Well, we
Run.
were all in a little tent
Well,
in
yeah.
your...
I was in a tent.
You were in a tent.
I was in a tent.
I had a lovely trailer. I'm not
But
gonna lie.
definitely Runt had the most time in the trailer.
Fair enough, too. Look, he's front and center in the poster after all.
Number one on the call
And
sheet.
now, Celeste, I mentioned that it reminded me of like those classic kind of Aussie films. Like when you were growing up, like what Australian comedy, like really did you find just piss funny that sticks in your mind now?
Oh, Kath and Kim. I'm a size 10, Mum. A country road size 10. One of the funniest lines ever.
And I worked there as a teenager.
Did you?
And that's very accurate.
At Country Road?
Yep,
It
I did.
absolutely
Yep,
is.
yep.
It's so true. Yeah, Kath and Kim, full frontal, all of that. I loved anything that Working Dog produced. And then, like, when it comes to films like this, Babe. We talked about Babe a lot
Yeah,
on set,
we
going,
did.
we're really hoping that this has the same heart and the same response that something like Babe had. And I really think it does. It really does.
it has that fable storybook quality that Babe has. And that was really important for me going into the film and with the creative team to create that world for our audience. So it has a timeless feel. And, you know, the town of Ups and Downs is fictional, obviously, and could be placed anywhere in Australia. So we really loved that. And obviously in the costuming, in the hair and makeup, which then when you've got names like the Shearer family, you know, you've got to play that. They're a beautiful, humble family. When you've got a villain called Fergus Fink, you've got to put him in glitter and do the hairstyle. You have to play the names.
Yeah.
And the town of Ups and Downs is a beautiful, quirky, humble little town. So we did talk about Babe quite a bit and how it had that lovely storybook approach to it.
Yeah, Fergus Fink. I think Matt Day enjoyed himself a little bit too much on this movie. He could still be in character somewhere now. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Well, he's just on the right, still in character.
Yeah, he's just dancing around over there. I will say though, on that day where Matt did all that physical stuff, he came to set the next day limping. He's like, remember that? He couldn't move.
I do.
He's like, I didn't know I had to warm up. I was like, well, as an ex-dancer, I can let you know. You got to stretch, girl. But it was quite funny watching him trying to limp in the next day.
And somehow I ended up being choreographer as well as director on set. And I just kept making Matt look at Elvis doing 70s kung fu moves at Las Vegas. And there was a day when he said, "You're killing me. You're trying to kill me." And I went, "I'm not intentionally, but I think I will. I'm sorry." But you're doing it so beautifully and with conviction. And I love watching him in this film.
Before he went to set, I was stuffing around with him with dance, and I showed him Taylor Swift videos, and I was showing him how to dance all uncoordinated like Taylor Swift. So together, we are choreographers,
He's
and we
Elvis and Taylor Swift.
have really made Matt Day's career.
You're
That's
Elvis.
for us.
I'm
Created
Taylor.
a monster. And setting those scenes to like absolute Oz rock bangers, genius. I love that. And Celeste, like your character and Jai and kind of creating this kind of quintessentially Aussie family, like what I really appreciated about it was so Aussie, but not in that way that sometimes we see kind of feels a bit cringy. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like celebrated what it means to be an Australian without kind of ramming the ochre stuff down your throat. Like how did you go about kind of finding that line?
Well, we did a lot of work as the Shearer family on our dynamic. We had Kath Moore come on as acting coach and help with the kids and everything, and worked around what it is that holds this family together. Why is it so special? And it was just all based in love. They just love the family, and it's in the book as well. Craig writes how it's all that matters is that they have each other, and that was really easy to do when it was written so beautifully. We just lent into that, and with Jen Lemon as well being the matriarch of the family, we all looked out for each other. And we all were over in Perth. We're not from there. We didn't know anyone, so we all kind of really locked in on it. And I just think it was handled really beautifully by John, and also with the script, that they're focused no matter what happens with the house, with Crumpets, with the dog, with the land. It doesn't matter. We just have each other. And that, again, talking, thematically about it, it's such an important film now to look at those things, to look at what's important. It was really, really, really lovely to play.
And not to, and also it's interesting you mentioned ochre and ochreisms, and the family called the Shearers, and Susie Shearer makes humble pies. There's a humbleness to them. And again, I go back to that storybook quality that we wanted to keep and make it universal. So we didn't want to bog down into the ochre kind of approach to it, because these are universal themes that Craig has beautifully put down on the pages. And so this whole world and the performances, all kind of coming together to support that was very much our focus.
Yeah.
And Celeste, tell me about your experience shooting in York. How good are flies?
Well, let me tell you about flies. They taste as bad as they are annoying. We had lots of flies going. We had some dust storms going through, and we've got these kids, Lily and Jack, on set. What are they? 11 and 12.
They were 10. Well,
yeah.
11 and
Doing
9.
10-hour shoot days, and Jai and I complained more than anyone. They were just kind of there going, "This is fine," and it was full on. It was interesting, but again, it's a place where I've never been before. None of us have ever been there. So kind of all going out there and shooting a film quite remotely, you all just lock in. There's one pub. Tracy runs it. Stacey owns it. And we hung out in the pub each night and had dinner together as a cast and as a crew. It really served the story that we all kind of had to hang together.
did,
Luckily, we love each other.
Because it is such a wonderful little community at York,
Yeah.
and they all supported it beautifully, especially Tracy and Stacey
Tracy and
at the
Stacey.
pub.
Shout out to Tracy and Stacey.
I don't think they've ever been busier.
No.
But I'd like to say I never swallowed one fly.
Oh, lucky
The
you.
crew did.
I think I swallowed them for everyone.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, maybe close your
Yeah,
mouth. Celeste.
took one for the team, Celeste. Appreciate that. And John, like I spoke to Jai a couple of weeks ago about, and we're talking about the challenges of sharing a scene with a dog. As the director, tell me what it was like from your perspective when your main kind of character in a scene can only understand your directions to a certain point.
First of all, you have to have a lot of patience. First of all, you have to understand it is a beautiful animal.
Please talk to us about it.
First of all, your actors have to have a lot of patience. But, I think the wonderful thing with work, and everyone says don't work with children and animals. Well, I have to say, children and animals are beautiful. They don't come with egos. They come with an open heart. They come with great ideas. They're there because they love what they do. And, you know, it's the adults that are a little bit tricky to wrangle, I've got to say. Not this one.
To say, outrageous.
No, not the actors.
Not
However,
outrageous.
but to direct a dog is, you've got to look at the scene. You go, well, what is this scene about? And the dog really is the sidekick to the wonderful Lily Latour, who carries this film beautifully. And you have to kind of go, well, this is a scene where it's more settled. This is a scene where you always got to make sure that they're connected. They have a connection. And if you can get a shot where they're both looking at each other, that, you know, Squiddy's staying close to Lily, all of that. And by the end of it, you know, they had a really great rapport because Lily was just so wonderful working with Squid. So, you know, and sometimes you go, well, that's not what I imagined, but it's better. And I'll take that. Yeah. But you do need patience.
Amazing, guys. We've run out of time. Congratulations again on Run. Like, it's right up there in the firmament of doggy films. Way better than Marley and Me because the dog's still alive at the end.
That is the most devastating film.
I know.
I know.
What about Milo and Otis?
No, our film's better. It's full of
Totally.
love and hope. You'll come out happy and full of love after our film.
Yeah, shit's on Red Dog. Did I say that out loud? All right, guys. Thank you
Sorry,
so
what was
much.
that?
Enjoy promoting the film.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And cut.